Greetings everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to be going over my light level 300 Titan and basically giving you an overview of my character progression so far in the Taken King, because I thought some of you may be interested in seeing what I use. So firstly I'm just going to take a look at what perks I use for the Sunbreaker. So for the Hammer of Soul I run with Forge Master for pretty much everything. In general it allows me to get more kills and generate more orbs and just do a whole lot more damage. It's really good for clearing paths. Although there are some situations where Scorched Earth has come in handy for walling off enemies. For Sunstrike I use Stoke the Forge because it's a really useful perk in PvE. Every time you get a killing blow with your melee, your health regenerates, which is especially useful in things like the raid because if I'm on low health, I can just melee a thrall and instantly regen my health. Next, Explosive Pyre is just a really fun perk to use and really good for both PvP and PvE because you can throw a hammer and watch your enemies explode, which can chain to other nearby enemies. In team-based gamers like Rift, this has gotten me so many multi-kills and break medals and stuff, it just obliterates everything. It's essentially the same thing as Combustion for the Gunslinger, but it seems much more devastating and easier to get multi-kills with. And finally I use Cauterize for the same reason that I use Stoke the Forge. Any kill with fire, whether that be my super, my grenade or my melee, I can instantly regenerate health, and you are just a tank with this equipped. Moving on to my weapons now, in my primary slot I use a variety of weapons depending on the situation. For the most part I use the Raid Pulse Rifle, Smite of Moraine, for PvE. It's got some really good impact, stability is a bit iffy, but it doesn't really bother me much, it gets the job done, and I've been using this in the raid a lot and it works wonders. Especially with a life support perk, kills have a chance to regen health when you're critically wounded. If I get the chance I'll probably make a full video about this weapon at some point. By the way, if you do see any weapons here that you'd like me to make a video on, do let me know in the comments below. I also have the Raid Auto Rifle, Anguish of Drystan, which I'm not a fan of, it has terrible recoil. I also just got the Raid Scout Rifle earlier today, Doom of Chelkis, however you pronounce it, and looking forward to testing that out. I also recently got the FABIAN Strategy, which is the Titan exclusive exotic auto rifle, although I've yet to properly test that out as well, but I've heard some good things about it. And I have the Touch of Malice, which I'm sure most of you already know about. This is basically one of the hardest weapons to get in the game right now, because the quest involves you collecting items from each of the raid bosses, as well as collecting 45 calcium fragments, and a bunch of other missions in between. But in the end I'd say it's worth it. It's especially good in the raid for doing damage on Oryx. Again, if you guys want me to make a video about the Touch of Malice, or anything else here, do let me know. And for PvP, I love using the Soros DIS-43 Scout Rifle. This is actually one of my new favourite Scout Rifles, and I've already made a video about this, which you can find a link to on screen right now, or in the description box below. In my special weapon slot, I mainly use the 1000 Yard Stare Sniper Rifle for PvE, because it's got some high impact, and I've ascended it to 308 attack so that I can use it with another exotic weapon instead of having to use the Black Spindle, and it's actually got some really nice perks for the raid too. It's got Triple Tap, rapidly landing precision hits will return 1 round to the magazine, and Mulligan. Missing a shot has a chance to return ammo directly to the magazine. Most people probably don't like these perks, and I'm sure there are other much more useful perks, but these two perks have come in very handy for me in the raid because high impact snipers dealing consistent DPS is pretty much a necessity, and so special ammo has almost become a commodity. So Triple Tap allows me to fire off a 5th shot before reloading, and if I miss a shot, Mulligan gives me a chance of getting that shot back, which means less ammo wasted and more damage dealt. As for my special weapons, I have the Black Spindle, which I have a video on how to get in case you don't know how to get it. It's basically the Year 2 version of the Crotazen Raid Sniper Rifle Black Hammer. I have Telesto, the new exotic fusion rifle that causes a delayed Void Blast when you fire this weapon, which is really good for PvE, especially in Nightfalls with Void Burn. It does so much damage, although it's not so great in PvP. And I have Hereafter, the new exotic sniper rifle, which I've yet to level up and test out, as I only just got this weapon as well. I also have Darkblade Spite, the fusion rifle. This is one of the strike exclusive rewards you get from the Sunless Cell Strike from beating the Darkblade. I have a Mobius, which I'm not a fan of. You get this from the Titan exclusive Gunsmith quest at rank 2. And I have this Hacker Sniper Rifle, which I cannot remember where I got this from, but it looks cool. I like the design of this weapon from the scope on top to the bipod at the front. For my heavy weapon, I usually just run with the exotic sword because it has 310 attack, and its unique attack does massive amounts of damage on high level enemies. I also just got the Raid Rocket Launcher, can't wait to upgrade this. 303 attack isn't ideal, but it has some nice stats, and it has tripod so it can hold up to 3 rockets in a single tube. although I would like one with tracking, but if I really need to, I can equip the Taikonaut exotic helm, which grants tracking on any rocket launcher. The rest of these launchers are just ones I'm saving up so that I can infuse them into other weapons, and this is a red version of Dragon's Breath, the Hothead, and you get this from completing the Crucible questline. My Ghost is just the one you can buy from the Vanguard, because it has 280 light. I'm just waiting for the Raid Ghost shell to drop, but for now this is good enough, and I'd recommend buying it as well if you don't have any other Ghosts. I do also have the Red Bull Quest Ghost, but it's only a rare blue Ghost and it has 200 light, which means that I can't infuse it to increase its light level, which is sad because I actually quite like the look of this Ghost. Now let's move on to my armour. Oddly enough, my highest light level helmet right now is a blue helmet, and it's actually not that bad. It has Intellect Discipline and grants more super energy from non-guardian kills. Then I have the Taikonaut, which I mentioned earlier. This is one of my favourite helmets so far. The perks on it are really interesting. It grants tracking for all rocket launchers, radar stays visible whilst aiming with heavy weapons, and kills with rockets increase heavy ammo drops, as well as more super energy from non-guardian kills, and health regen upon orb pickup. I also have the Future Walkle helmet, which I think may be one of my most favourite helmets in the game so far, at least in terms of design. The stats and perks on it aren't ideal, but I think the design is just one of the coolest so far, and it's a nice replacement for the original vanilla Vanguard armour that was on sale when Destiny first launched. This helmet right here, Hesperos, is part of the PlayStation exclusive gear that is exclusive until fall 2016. I just keep this around because I think it looks cool. For my gauntlets, I currently have my Raid Gauntlet equipped, but I'm in the process of infusing these gauntlets, Ma'ol's Maulers. These are another Strike exclusive reward that can drop from the Shield Brothers Strike, and I absolutely love the design of these gauntlets, and it would be great if I can get these to 310 light. For my chest, I'm just using the Raid chest. All my other chests I'm just waiting to infuse into something else, and I have the Year 2 version of the Crest of Alpha Lupi. My boots are just the Future Walkle ones, nothing really special. They're just the highest light level boots that I've got right now. And then I have my Raid class item with 308 light, and this increases my Vanguard reputation gains, which is quite useful for leveling up and getting packages, and I just really like the design on this mark. It's rather cool, it looks almost like a piece of Oryx, like his wing or something. It's got like these burns connected by flesh, which is actually quite gruesome when you look at it like that. I do also have the Strike exclusive class item you get from the Undying Mind Strike, which I'm honestly not a fan of. It just looks like a load of seaweed, and it just doesn't look good in my opinion. And for my artifacts, I have the Scroll of Iron Tin, which you get from completing one of Eris's quests, and it has 310 defense, which is really good. My other artifacts I just keep around because they look quite interesting, like I have the Intact Warmind Core, Judgment of Mars, Kabar's Pocket Watch, Veltalo's Vigil, Waning's Kong, Yizoz's Pendulum, and Skills of Air. As for my Sparrow, I'm just using the Timebreaker right now. This is the one you get from the Vault of Glass, just because it's the fastest one available right now, but I do also have the Year 1 VIP Sparrow, the Raven Steel, which looks really nice in all black, and I also have the Red Bull Sparrow, the Swift River, which you can perform stunts on as well. It's basically the same thing as the Tumbler Sparrow, without all the flames on the front. My ship is actually quite cool too, I really like this one. It's called the VIENNA Singer, and has this really nice black design with yellow neon lights flowing through it. You have a chance of getting this ship when you get the Black Spindle Exotic Sniper. Again, I explain how to get both of these items in my other video. My shader right now is VIENNA Carver, and it's one you get from completing one of Eris Morn's quests, which I believe has something to do with the raid, but I also really like Imogen's Fire, which was one of the House of Wolves shaders. And finally, my emblem is the Sign of Opposing Will. This is probably my rarest item because not many people can actually get this emblem. I got this from being invited to be a part of the Bungie bounty, where me and a team, along with Deed from Bungie, went into the Crucible for 1 hour, and we basically had to go undefeated for that 1 hour in order to receive this emblem. As I said, not many people have got this emblem, making this my rarest item, and I'm really fortunate to have got this. And in case anyone is wondering about some of the other emblems here, I have the Undying Light emblem, which you get for purchasing the Taken King soundtrack, the Pitiless Bargain, which is for beating the King's Fall raid, and this one from here, the Stars. I believe this has something to do with having your email connected to your Bungie.net profile, because if you got this emblem, you also should have received an email about it. So that is my light level 300 Titan. Again, if there's anything you see here that you want me to make a video on, do let me know in the comments below. So thank you very much for watching, I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you next time.